Hello everybody, my name's Carole. This is my channel Sew Carole, and I'm back in my sewing room after being away for a couple of weeks to bring you hashtag Friday Sews. Now, hashtag Friday Sews was started by the lovely Jen from Today and Jen's Sewing Room, and every Friday you will find lots of sewists around the world chatting to you about what they've been sewing or buying, or what they'd like to sew and buy, and just a tiny bit about life. So I'm back from my holiday. I did a little bit of sewing just before I went, and I'm very excited to show you something. And also I'm halfway through making something else. But there's going to be no great fashion show this week because I just haven't done the work. But I hope you'll be happy with what I've done. Before I start, I've got to tell you something funny. I normally record this Friday Sews on a Thursday lunchtime. I look after my grandson, the youngest grandson, on a Thursday, and when he goes for a nap, I have a sort of a 2-hour window in which I can do my filming, and then I take the rest of the evening to edit it. So put him down for a nap, all went to plan. I then get hiccups. Would you believe it? And I tried all the methods I could to try and get rid of it, but so frustrating, so I couldn't film. So I thought, okay, I'll go outside and I'll wash off. So it's a lovely day here, so I thought I'd wash off some outdoor toys because they've got cobwebs in because we've been away. And I was jet spraying them down, and the hose flew off the wall and water just went everywhere, so my hair then got soaked. So here I am now, and I'm hoping I still have enough time left to do this video. I'm going to start off with a little bit about life first because it's so exciting. I met up with Izzy and her lovely daughter Marianne yesterday, and Adam from Adam Sews. So Izzy from Dizzy Quilts and Sews had been over here on a sort of holidays or touring around the UK from Canada, and it was amazing that we just managed to see her just before she went back to Canada at the weekend. So Adam and I met her. Adam lives only about 40 minutes away from me, and we chose to meet sort of in a place that was about equidistant, and Izzy was coming through on her way to London. So, oh my goodness, we had an absolute ball. I will put some photos in. Oh, it was just wonderful to meet them in our country, and we had lunch together, a very long lunch, and then we did a little bit of shopping at a sewing shop that Adam really likes, and the people in there were fantastic, so they really helped Izzy out with something. It was, I think we spent about 4 hours, 5 hours together. That wasn't long enough, and it was so sad to say goodbye to her, but wow, it's just when you meet sewing people, there's something about this sewing community. Even if you're not talking about sewing, we're all so like-minded. It was just absolutely brilliant. Oh, so thank you, Izzy, for taking the time to come and see us. Now, I'm sure you've heard me say before many times, but I'm going to a wedding at the beginning of October. So it's my daughter-in-law's sister getting married, and their new little baby, my granddaughter Chloe, is going to be a flower girl. And ideally they wanted her to be dressed in a similar thing to the bridesmaids. Now the bridesmaids are in like a pine green, and it's a sort of beautiful long flowy dress. Obviously I'm not going to show you a picture of their dresses because it's a wedding and things like that are a secret. But what they really wanted me to do was try and make something that would kind of blend in when the photos were being taken for this little baby, and obviously she's not going to be in it all day. So I got the actual same material that they've used, which was amazing, and I've been trying to piece together a kind of a dress. So what I've done now is sort of a good prototype of in a newborn size, and they're coming at the weekend. That's a different story for the end bit of this video. They're coming at the weekend, and we hope to try it on her and see how we go. This dress was probably one of the hardest things I've ever made because it was so tiny, so fiddly, and I tried to go above and beyond probably my capability. But I'm happy. It's not perfect, but I'm happy with what I've done. I used the basis of this dress, so 6628. Now, obviously, it's a very simple dress. what I wanted to do was create a 2-layered dress. I've never really done anything like this before, but I'm quite happy with how it's come out. So I will show it to you now. It is cute, isn't it? So, with the basic shape of the dress, I have got a chiffon layer on the outside. This top layer is the satin, and underneath I've put a jersey layer, and under the chiffon satin as well. What I wanted it, because she's such a young baby, I wanted all this to be as soft as possible for her. I know, nothing scratchy. So that dress pattern is very simple. I've never really lined a dress like this before, but I kind of managed to work it out, but it was very fiddly. I have added just a little bow on the front because that's quite similar to the actual bridesmaids dresses. So yeah, ideally not a colour you put a newborn baby in, but she will blend. Now, on the back, it should have been a zip, which I didn't like that idea at all. So I've actually hand sewn on some flat poppers. So if I turn the dress inside out, as I said, I've never really lined a dress before, but I kind of worked out the top, but it was working out how to do these sleeves. So that was just one layer of the satin, but I wanted to make sure all the seams were enclosed. And this, oh, I did French seams as well. I mean, I went above and beyond for me. This was an utter nightmare to try and sew and turn in, and I had to fiddle around with it for a very long time. It's a shame I didn't make another one when I made this, because I'm probably going to have to make another one anyway, smaller, or probably smaller, because can I remember now, since I've had my holiday, how I did this? No, I can't. So I'm really cross with myself that I didn't write notes down as I was going. But that's the only seam that I have where all those layers were together. But it's round her waist, and they have a vest on, don't they? So my daughter and my daughter-in-law and my son are coming with a baby at the weekend, and I'm very excited to show this to her and actually try it on and see how far off the mark I am. Worst case scenario, this can be a dress in case anything happens to the other one. But it is really cute, really pretty. I hope you think I did okay. Now, I put out a video earlier this week on Monday of showing my holiday souvenirs, i.e. my fabric that I bought. But one of the things I also showed, I had this fabric on the mannequin, and I bought from First for Fabrics before I went away. It's a beautiful viscose linen. And as you can see, I've more or less finished. I'm so gutted I didn't manage to finish this to show you, but it's nearly there and I don't want to rush it. So this was New Look 6184, and I've done the kind of full skirted version. I do love this pattern because I love this bit of pleating here. I think it looks quite nice on me. So I've done that version there. The belt, I'm still on the fence about whether it needs a belt or not, but my husband Chris says no, so we shall see. Now this should not have taken as long as it did, but I wanted to line the bodice bit, so I didn't use facings. And everybody tells me, oh, burrito method lining is so easy. I had an absolute nightmare with it, and at one point I messaged Trish from Pinky's Farm like, help me, why can't I work this out? Before that, I'd had even more of a disaster. So this is like a normal skirt lining I've used, very lightweight, and I put the darts in like it was meant to and everything, and I'd understitched this so you can't see it, and then I went to press it and I burnt a hole in the lining, and I could have cried. So there's no way I was going to go back through all that again and take it all off. So I cut a hole in the lining, I will put pictures in, and I sewed in a patch because it's under here somewhere, one of these sides, No one's ever going to know apart from me. I just couldn't bear to take it all apart. So that was disaster number one. So I'd sewed the top and then I thought, okay, so I need to do burrito method. But what I'd done is sewn the side seams. And then I couldn't work it out at all, because of course you don't sew the side seams before you do the armholes. And then I still couldn't work it out. And the reason I couldn't work it out is because it's an open back. So I didn't need to do the burrito method at all anyway. So I have lost all sewing knowledge on my holiday, I swear, because I'm making ridiculous mistakes. Anyway, the result so far I'm really pleased with. I put the skirt on. Because it's quite heavy, I put a bit of tape in around the waist. My main problem now is to sort the back out, because the back needs to be brought in, as it very often does for me, just along here. Is it a narrow back adjustment or something like that? But yeah, so I need to bring that in, and of course add the zip. And I got two zips. I've got an invisible zip or a normal zip. So I'm quite good at putting invisible zips in, so I probably will go with this one, but I'm not very good at putting normal overlap zips in, so I'm probably going to go with the invisible zip and put that in. So hopefully, I'm really hoping I can have that finished for you for next week. And along with the dress, I am very much hoping, I've been waiting all week for some fabric to come, and I really hope it does soon, but I want to try and make the jacket from this pattern, Simplicity 9473. It is a line jacket. I will not be lining it. I'm just not going to have time. Or I've got the fabrics, but I would like to try and make that jacket. There's no point in me lining it. I'm probably only going to wear it once, so hopefully the fabric will come. I've ordered a couple of shades of linen to go with this, so I can get that done. So that's the only sewing I've done this week. I've cut out a couple of projects that I'm going to be doing collabs with by the end of September. So before I went away, I don't know if you remember, I did a Dorset button course, just a couple of hours one evening, and I absolutely fell in love with making Dorset buttons. So it was an idea that I wanted to try and do for when I was on the plane to Canada. So I did take the stuff with me, but I was waiting for a book to come with all like different ideas of other buttons, and it didn't come in time. So whilst I had a go on the plane making a few, I was kind of playing around with my ideas and things I'd remembered I'd seen because I didn't have the book. But I'll just show you a couple of the ones I did. So literally just playing around with thread on a plane. But I made this little one here. That was a 2 centimetre one. Then I did another more kind of one with a bit of green on. That was the cartwheel design with a bit of green just adding it. Then I had a go at this one, kind of a 2-tone one. And it's great to keep yourself amused, honestly. This I did a tiny one. This is like a blind, when you're making like an Austrian blind, a tiny little plastic ring. That was really intricate to do, I must admit. And this one I was quite pleased with it because it's meant to look like a tree or a bouquet of flowers. So you make sort of a branches like a tree, like a Y really, and you weave in and out, and then on the top you put these little French knots to be flowers. One thing I haven't done is tied a little bit of a bow with another bit of thread to make it look like a bouquet, but that was such fun to do. But however, I came back to the book that's been delivered, Dorset ring buttons. Oh my goodness, there are that's a similar to one I tried to do. But so many wonderful designs in here. I'm going to have a lot of fun with them. So look at that one, for example. That's like a star. What's it called? Ammonite. So it's meant to be like a fossil. Oh, it's just wonderful, some of these. Absolutely wonderful. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun doing these. Look at that rainbow. Isn't that cool? What of course you can also do is put beads in the spokes all around the outside. Possibilities are endless. So it's September now and it's Project Dress a Girl month. Now Murray from Murray Sews is absolutely instrumental in bringing this cause, which has been going for quite a few years, but she's brought it to the sewing community, the online sewing community, and wow, did people respond last year. They did the first year. I think we quadrupled the dresses last year, and she's hoping for more this year. So throughout the month there's been everybody, a couple of vloggers a day sometimes, giving you ideas, access to free patterns, how to make them, suggestions. It's been amazing. But I will say, I'm going to say it from a different perspective, because I was actually on holiday worrying about the fact that I haven't made any, and I really wanted to make some. I made some last year and I luckily was going over to Florida, so I was able to take them to Jan and Trish and then they passed them on to Mary. But this year I just wasn't organised enough and I was quite cross with myself. And I know because I've got various things to do for the wedding, I'm going to be pushing it to make some dresses. And I was starting to feel guilty about this. But now I know Mary wouldn't worry about this at all, but I really do want to support this cause. So I just want to say to you, this project, Dress a Girl Around the World, has been going for quite a few years and they take dresses at any time. So I've been in contact with the UK ambassador to get some labels from her, and as soon as I have time I will be making some and sending them to her. Hopefully I can get a couple done in the next few weeks, but then I feel that I've contributed. It's going to be sad that I can't get them to Murray and put in her total, but I know she won't care. It's the whole concept of the idea that we are making the dresses, and it doesn't have to be September. So if you can, great, but if you can't and you're short of time like I have been, don't worry, because this project runs all year, all the time. It's been going for years. I did look at some, if I went onto the Dress a Girl Around the World UK website, and I was looking at the pictures of the girls. I think the British ones have been going to Uganda, and the look on the girls' faces, just seeing our dresses, as in the sewing community dresses on these girls, was just amazing. And that really inspired me to come on, get some done when you can. What I did actually, one of the patterns they do recommend that I know lots of other people have used is New Look 6386. So I've got this now, I've traced off some sizes. That's going to be a quite quick one to do, so I'm going to get this done. But yeah, don't be like me and worry about it, because Murray would just be grateful for anything we can in numbers, however we get them made. And I, like you, I'm sure will be looking at the end of September to see the numbers that she got. She did a video last year where she was showing her unboxing all these fantastic dresses, and I was just like mind blown at the creativity of some people. So if you've been making dresses absolutely fabulous, keep going, and I'll try and catch up with you when I can. I'd like to share with you something actually. When we were travelling around in Canada, we picked up this map. A normal map, as you do, tourist map. But on here, it said experience Simcoe County, and that was the county that we were in, barn quilts. And I thought, whoa, what's that? Now this is a concept. Let me read this out to you. Let me show you this. Look at this. So these are barn quilts, and it was a brainchild of Donna Sue Groves, who wanted to decorate an ugly barn for her mother that was an avid quilter. So all the way through these counties, this map shows you where all these barn quilts were. And we tried to see quite a few, and because we were driving, I've tried to snap some photos in, but not great, I will admit. But yeah, so they are panels that are painted very much like quilts, and if you're a quilter you'll probably recognise some of the patterns. They probably all got fancy names that I don't know because I'm not a quilter, but they were amazing, and it was so exciting to see them brightening up these barns. Many quilts were actually painted by the residents of County Simcoe's 4 long-term care homes. Isn't that just awesome? I love things like that, where people have just added a bit of colour to everybody's life and just made their journeys just a bit more exciting. So, as I say, I'll put some photos, a couple of photos in of ones that we actually did spot. I would have loved to have gone around seeing them all. But how awesome was that idea? We did have an amazing time on holiday, and of course at the end of this video I will put some photos of the holiday. I'm going to have to try and restrict it though, otherwise I'll have you there for hours and hours watching all my holiday photos. But no, I will show you quite a few. We did of course do the, we went to Niagara Falls and we did do the Hornblower boat trip, and I'll just put a photo up here of me in the waterproof regalia. I wore a cap this time under my rain poncho thing, because last time we did that boat ride you get so wet, so unbelievably wet. I wear contact lenses and actually one slipped in my eye because it doesn't like it when I get water in. So I was determined that not to happen this time. So hence I've got the cap on to try and shield my eyes. But oh, we had so much fun. I'll put those photos at the end. So this weekend, as I said earlier in the video, we've got my family, my son and family are coming down for the weekend, which is going to be amazing. So I'm cooking a big Sunday roast, and my parents are coming over from the other side of Dorset, and then they can meet their new great granddaughter for the first time. So that's going to be wonderful. And of course they're also going to meet my other grandsons, so we can have our 3 grandchildren, hopefully get a photo of the 3 grandchildren together. So that's going to be great fun. In the next couple of weeks I'm going to be putting out an extra video, and it's a fun idea of mine that I've thought up to try and do some sewing. I'll keep it secret for now, but please look out for a video in the next couple of weeks of my fun challenge I'm setting myself for the next few months. Who knows what I'll be sewing next week? My plans are very much up in the air depending on how the dress goes. Obviously I really want to finish this and the jacket. I can't wait to show this to you on, because it's brilliant. It's so swirly, like a full skirt, because I'm not used to doing that. But yeah, so I don't know what I'll be able to show you next week, but there will definitely be some sewing. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. And I know I didn't do a video for a couple of weeks. I'm really sorry, but if you're back watching me, thank you so much for coming back to me. I will see you all again soon and hope you have a wonderful weekend.